Welcome back to Bedtime Stories with the Family Literacy Center in partnership with the Lapeer District Library. I'm Michelle Rasnick and I'm a tutor at the Literacy Center, and I am here to read you the second half of the Littlest Matryoshka that I got from the Lapeer District Library, and I will return to you so you can also check it out along with many other wonderful books that they have there. So the last thing that happened, little Nina was at the shop and she got knocked off the shelf by one of the shoppers and rolled onto the floor, and the shopkeeper didn't notice. So here he is in the morning and he's shoveling the snow. He shoveled the sidewalk in front of the toy shop. Nina was shoveled right out to the street. Later that day, the snowplow came and pushed all the snow into a pile. The pile was shoveled up into a dump truck. Nina nestled in the snow, saw only whiteness. The muffled sound of the truck reminded her of the ship's engine, and she dreamed she was on the sea again, on her way to America. The truck dumped all the snow on top of a big pile outside of town. That evening, the shopkeeper discovered that the littlest Matryoshka was missing, and he looked everywhere, but he couldn't find her. So, he put, and that's the littlest one, he put Nadia inside of Vanda, Vanda inside of Varka, Varka inside of Olga, and Olga inside of Anna. And he put the Matryoshka on the sale table. The next day, a little girl named Jessie came to the toy shop with the money her grandfather had sent her for her birthday. She had seen the Matryoshkas on sale in the store weeks before on the display and longed for one, but now she found out that they were all too expensive. She was just turning away when the shopkeeper pointed out Anna. He said, "The littlest Matryoshka is missing. So I'll let you have that Matryoshka for half price." Jessie had just enough money to buy the Matryoshka. When she got home, she set the dolls along her dresser in a line from biggest to littlest. And at night, she put a little ball of cotton inside Nadia here, so that she wouldn't feel empty inside. And she put Nadia inside of Vanda, Vanda inside of Varka, Varka inside of Olga, and Olga inside of Anna. And she sat Anna by the window so that she could look out at the moonlit snowy fields and the star-filled sky. Anna kept her shining eyes wide open, watching for Nina and remembering Nikolai's soft voice. "Keep your sisters safe inside you." Nina spent the night in the snow pile. Poor little Nina, all by herself. In the quiet of early morning, spring took the place of winter. The sun came out and the great thaw began. The snow above Nina started melting, and soon she could see sunlight making its way through the icy crystals. By the next afternoon, all the snow around Nina had melted away. For a while, she lay in a little puddle in a pocket of snow. When that melted, she was carried along in a rivulet of melted snow down the hillside to a stream. Nina rolled and tumbled along the current. She had glimpses of the sky and glimpses of the sandy bottom and glimpses of the rocks she whooshed past. A roar in the distance got louder and louder, and it wasn't a truck or an engine or a ship. It was a waterfall. Suddenly, Nina was caught in a rush of water, and then she flew off into space and came down in a foaming surf, and she was pounded deep in the water, but popped up and was carried off downstream once again. The stream widened and branched in two. Nina traveled up in the stream widened and branched in two. Nina traveled up one fork to an inlet. She floated gently along in the slow current. A great blue heron back from the south, now that the ice had melted, was hunting in the shallows. He spotted Nina and he snapped her up. When he discovered she wasn't anything to eat, he flicked her away. She landed in a cluster of oak leaves on the shore. It was good to be on land again. She is. And Nina was happy that she had come to rest face up, so that she could watch the darkening sky and the arrival of the moon and stars. She thought about Nadia and Vanda and Varka and Olga and Anna. The face in the moon reminded her of Anna's face, round and wise, and she felt comforted. Those look like her. In the morning, a squirrel came foraging among the leaves, and he mistook her for a nut, snatched her up, and dashed off with her to his nest in the eaves of an attic. When he saw that she was only a piece of wood, he shoved her out of the nest, and she fell to the roof of the porch below, and she rolled down the slope of the roof into the rain gutter and then tumbled down the copper drain pipe. She came down, rolled down here, and came out. A cat dozing in a patch of sunlight at the corner of the porch was startled by the sound. He opened his eyes just as Nina rolled out the end of the drain pipe. He pounced at her, and when Nina rolled away, he pounced again. A little girl was just coming out of the house, and her eye was caught by the red of Nina's dress. "What have you got there?" she asked the cat. As she bent down to look, she picked up the littlest Matryoshka. "Oh, you found us!" she cried. For the little girl was Jessie. She ran upstairs to her bedroom, and she wiped Nina carefully with a handkerchief and placed her in a circle with her sisters, so Nina could see them all and they could all see her. How they rejoiced to be together again. That night, Jessie removed the cotton ball from Nadia, and she put Nina inside of Nadia, Nadia inside of Vanda, Vanda inside of Varka, Varka inside of Olga, and Olga inside of Anna. "Now your sisters are safe inside you," Jessie said, and she kissed Anna on her forehead. Anna smiled, the smile that had been painted on by Nikolai the doll maker in Russia so long ago. The end. Thank you for joining us, me, and we hope that you return and listen to some more stories from the Family Literacy Center. And remember that you can check out The Littlest Matryoshka as well as many other wonderful stories at the Lapeer District Library.